Hi, so in this course we're going to look at Python 3. It's a basics course and we're just going to walk through a lot of the principles of actually programming using Python. One of the first things that we need to look at is making sure that you guys know how to download and install Python ready for use. A lot of my students realize that we put it onto our systems at school but don't actually know how to download it and use their own one. The procedure is fairly straightforward, so I'm just going to go through, show you where the website is, show you where the page is, and just kind of get you up to that particular level. And then for your extension tasks, I'd like you just to download and install on your home or personal computer, and that will just make sure that you can do all the homework and do all the tasks outside of lesson as well. So just a point, it is Python 3 that we're using, not Python 2. Both versions at this current point are valid, but obviously Python 2 is at some point going to be deprecated, whereas Python 3 will obviously go forward into the future. We're currently up to Python 3.5 as a stable release and 3.7 as a non-stable release. That will obviously change as it goes forward. So let's have a little look. So the first thing I do, and first thing I tell my students to do, is into Google, just type in the keyword Python. So once you've done that, the first thing that hopefully will come up is this python.org page. So the python.org page is where everything is housed. One thing you should know about Python also is that it's an open source project, so you can pretty much just use it as however you want to and install it on pretty much any machine, be it a Mac, Windows or Linux machine or any other. It will tend to just work. It's a great language, and currently it's the #1 language to be learned and downloaded for the industry. So it's one of the reasons that we use Python a lot, is because it's a simple language to learn, one of the simplest in fact, and it's a massive heavyweight in the industry, which is great. So let's just click on the Python page. The other obvious advantage is you can actually use it for anything without having to download expensive software. It's completely free. So this is the Python page, and it starts off with this example here, and you can kind of type your own code, or you can actually use the programming language inside of their integral learning system, which is okay actually, and every year it gets better and it's fantastic. Now the missed page, you can scroll down, you can download it from here, or you can look at the docs. Now the docs, as you get more advanced, are brilliant. If you want to find new functions or new things that you want to be able to do your program, it's pretty much for an intermediate to advanced level student, this is where I would send them. So look, you want to find out about this, go to the docs, do a quick search in the docs, read the documentation, and then have a go. The documentation is fantastic and it's well developed. But for now, we're just looking at the download. So if you come to the download, the first thing you might think is you have to click on this button, and you don't. There's no buttons to click just yet. If you look, you can go to the Windows, you can go to the Mac, or you can go to the other platforms, but don't click on any of these, because what happens is if you're loading this on a system you want to install it, over here on the right hand side, it actually gives you the version you need. So I said earlier it was 3.5, it's actually 3.7, so it looks like there's been a massive update there, which is great. It will also give you some instructions. So it says cannot be loaded on Windows XP or earlier. So if you're working from a Windows XP machine, you're going to want to use one of the earlier versions of Python 3 or maybe even Python 2. And what you do then is you can just click on this button here and it will take you to the download. So straight away it says, look, this is going to be harmful. Do you want to keep it? And absolutely you want to keep it. And you can just start downloading. As you can see, it's a very, very small file. It's 24 megs, and there it is, download. I'm not on a particularly fast network here, so you can see how easy it is to download. Now, I've already got this installed, so I'm just going to click on this button just to show you what happens next, but you guys have to go forward yourself. So just click on this download button. If you can't see it here, you're probably going to want to go to your downloads folder. So if you click on your start icon or this folder icon here, you can then head on over to your downloads, and somewhere in here you should be able to find anything that you've downloaded. So hopefully, if we're lucky, we should be able to see our Python file. So it looks like it's alphabetical, so you should see it right about there. So there it is, the Python file in our downloads folder, which is exactly the same as this one here. And you can just click on it or double click on it and it will bring up this page. So how do you want to install it? Just install the normal one and then just carry on. Just say no for a second and cancel it. I don't want to install that because I've already got it installed. But that's what you would do. You just follow the steps and you'd go through it, okay? Now, once you've done that, if you click on the Start menu and you scroll down to the P section, or you can just type it in the search area there, so you can just type in Python here and it should come up. Now, you've got this thing called idle. Idle is the thing that runs Python. Now, let me just show you this in a different way. So let's go to the menu and let's scroll down to the P section. So in the P section, you will find your Python, and I've got 3.4 installed. This is the one we've currently got installed at school. And the one we want to go to is open up this idle. So idle 3.4. And it's this very top one. So it's not the command line, it's not the server documents, manual, or any of these uninstall buttons. It's this very top one that says idle. Idle is the kind of interface that runs it, okay? But, and as you can see, I can type stuff in here. So I can say print, and then I can write myself some code here. So I can say hello. And then I can run this piece of code, and that's absolutely fine. But what you'll notice is that when I want to come back and edit it, I actually can't. I get these massive warnings. So this is idle, and this is the program that runs Python scripts, okay, or Python code. If you want to start your own Python file, you have to click on the File button, and then you have to say New File. This will open up a document, and from here you're going to need to save your work. So I say File, and then I go Save. And I always save it in my documents area into a suitable folder. So currently, because I'm working on these videos, I've got it saved on my desktop, and I've got it saved under my live streams, Python Basics, which is the series. And then I can just say, okay, let's just call it Hello World. Now, and then you have to put .py. If you don't put py, that's absolutely fine. You can normally specify it here. But by putting the .py at the end, it normally takes care of a lot of these problems for you that might occur later. So the first program that we always create is going to be the Hello World. Now I've put a little hyphen here, but you don't have to, and Python will recognize the space. A lot of programming languages, they don't like you to have spaces, so you need to be very aware of that. So I'm just going to put the underscore, and then I'm just going to press save. And as you can see, I'm now ready to go hello_world.py. So fairly simple how to install Python on your own system.